Hello and welcome to Week in Review on Trust Television. And this is where we look at some of the biggest stories that happened in the past 1 week. In case you missed it, this is an opportunity for you to catch up. Remember, it's Ramadan and the need for Muslims to use this month of Ramadan fast to intensify prayers to seek God's intervention to overcome the challenges affecting the nation has been emphasized. Colonel Adamu Gerbo gave this admonition while delivering Ramadan tafsir at Lafia Nasser Estate. Abubakar Abdullahi sent this report.
The retired military officer who said the country is facing enormous challenges of security, economy, health, among others, explained that one of the solutions before the citizens is prayer, especially in this month of Ramadan. Our major challenge in Nigeria and the entire world is insecurity. Crises are going on here and there. Kidnapping is becoming rampant on a daily basis. It will be easier for us to bring it to an end by embracing the Holy Quran. The Islamic cleric also advised the public to continue to live in peace with one another, irrespective of differences, for the development of the nation. Speaking on the month of Ramadan in an interview, Nasarawa State Secretary of Jamaatul Nasrul Islam, Muhammad Ali, said for the fact that the Holy Quran has been revealed in the month, Ramadan is significant in the life of Muslims.
Therefore, the Ramadan is so significant to the extent that it restrains people from eating, drinking, and even unnecessary activities, because once you commit an offense in the month of Ramadan, the punishment will be double. And if you are able to do anything rewardable, God will reward you in double folds. Therefore, the month is so significant, so important to the Muslim Ummah.
He called on Muslims to ensure that they observe the Ramadan fast in accordance with the teachings of Prophet Muhammad. Abubakar Abdullahi, Trust TV News, Lafia.
It's just a few days into Ramadan already, and a lot of things have been happening. Muslim faithful are fasting, and one of the reports that got to us last week was the fact that there was water scarcity and it hit Kaduna. And in the aftermath, people now defy the scorching sun to scout for water for drinking and other domestic purposes. Take a look.
Epileptic power supply hampers the capacity of boreholes that supply the greater percentage of water to residents of the ancient city of Kaduna. Similarly, the upgrading of Abuja water works has further worsened the situation. A 25-liter jerrycan of water now costs between 60 to 70 naira in some parts of Kaduna, as against 20 to 25 naira few days ago. So we are suffering a lot. And even though we can understand the situation of the water vendors, they pay a lot. And even those that produce the water, those that have the boreholes, they have to buy diesel and petrol to power the boreholes. These water vendors attribute the scarcity to frequent power outages and the cost of diesel to power generators for boreholes. They also lamented that the water shortage has drastically affected their income, and they spend a lot buying water from source. Those selling water for us have increased the amount. You know, the price of diesel and petrol have affected the entire business. So we have to pay a lot, and we have to sell at a cost which we will get something. Only recently, sachet water producers increased the price from 90 naira to 200 naira per bag. The water scarcity occasioned by epileptic power supply, high cost of diesel and petrol, if allowed to continue, will affect people of Kaduna who are mostly low-income earners. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Kaduna.
2 weeks ago, there was a distress call put to the police about 3 missing children from one parent. And fortunately, police in Abuja rescued 3 of the missing school children of one Sunday and a resident of Kabusa in the Federal Capital Territory. The children went missing mysteriously from the Star Child Heritage Academy in Kabusa. Commissioner of Police Sunday Babaji officially handed over the children to the parents at a press briefing on Monday. I was there officially at the handing over, and I found this report.
The children, Marvelous, Alex and Rohabot Sunday, 8, 6 and 2 years old respectively, disappeared from their school on Tuesday, March 22, 2022. After almost 2 weeks of searching for them, they were found by the police around the Games Village axis. Commissioner of Police, FCT Police Command, CP Babaji Sunday, in a press briefing, speaks about the development.
The school authorities were invited to the police for questioning and negligence. The case is still on. As God will have it, yesterday by 20-30 hours, which is 8:30, our tactical men on stop and search foot patrol at Uye Division, which is Gens Village area, saw these 3 children who were in a distress form. So they rescued them, took them to the station, handed them over to women police, who now started questioning them.
Sunday Ani, father of the 3 children, speaks about how they went missing.
When I come back home, I get home, I don't see anybody. I have to go to the school. I didn't see anybody. So that is the journey, when the journey started. So we are started looking for them everywhere, inside bush, everywhere. And by then, my wife reported to police station. So since then, we are going up and down to get them. By the grace of God, this morning, I now received call from Uye police station. Am I the Marvelous father? I say yes. Alex father? I say yes. Chinenye father? I say yes.
The CP appealed to parents to be vigilant and observe movements of their children.
I want to use this opportunity to appeal to parents as well as proprietors of schools that they should be cautious and be very careful about taking and bringing back their wards or children to and from schools. Either they should dedicate somebody or they should do it themselves.
The commissioner said the school where the children attend is under investigation. Martia Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Health, they say, is wealth. And of course, that would take us to the next story. During the week, we celebrated World Health International Day, and it was a health week where the World Health Organization has called for accelerated action to protect human health and combat climate crisis at a time of heightened conflict and fragility. The Federal Ministry of Health, in line with this mandate, says a multi-sectoral approach would be deployed to address the country's challenges in the health sector. Minister of State for Health, Dr. Adeleke Mamora, disclosed this at a ministerial press briefing to mark the 2022 World Health Day in Abuja. Trust TV's Aisha Salihu was there and she filed in this report.
Stakeholders at the ministerial press briefing issued an urgent call for accelerated action to preserve and protect health, as well as mitigate the climate crisis as part of efforts to restore balance. The Minister of State for Health, Olorunimibe Mamora, pointed out that the Federal Ministry of Health alone cannot achieve this goal, but needs various multidisciplinary and multi-sectoral actions and initiatives at the national, regional, local, and individual levels.
The environmental crisis has led to worsening non-communicable diseases, enhancing an ecosystem where various infectious diseases foster worsening air quality, food and water shortages, and deteriorating mental health illness. It is important that we make every effort to put environmentally friendly practices in place to lessen the harmful impact that climate change is having on patient health across the globe.
Deputy representative of the World Health Organization in Nigeria, Alex Chimbaru, said over 13 million annual deaths globally are due to avoidable environmental causes that must be jointly addressed.
The knock-on effect on the burden of heat, heart and lung disease, stroke and cancer, among others, is evidence from the statistics that the point of non-communicable diseases representing a growing proportion of Africa's disease burden. In the African region, non-communicable diseases are said to overtake communicable diseases, maternal, neonatal, and nutritional conditions all combined together.
The focus of the 2022 celebration of World Health Day covers the whole essence of human existence as it affects the human health. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And you're watching Week in Review on Trust Television. We'll take a break, but more after the break. Welcome back to Week in Review, and thanks for staying with us. And you're still watching the program, but before we get into the news, remember that you can watch this and other episodes of Week in Review on our social media handles. And moving on to more stories, the Federal High Court in Abuja on Friday struck out 8 of the 15 terrorism and felony charges preferred by the federal government against the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, and Justice Nyako, while ruling on the preliminary objection filed by the IPOB leader, strikes out the charges. Let's take a look at how the trial went down on Friday.
While the trial was ongoing at the Federal High Court in Abuja, there were heavy security presence around the court premises. This is according to the new directive from the federal government that all terrorism-related offences is to henceforth be conducted in camera. Trial Justice Binta Nyako adjourned to rule on the application after she heard arguments from both Kanu's lawyer, Michael Zokome, and the prosecution counsel, Shuaibu Labaran. Zokome argued that his client was entitled to bail, considering that he still enjoys the presumption of innocence under the 1999 Constitution as amended.
Counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 15. Those are the ones that are remaining. The other ones were quashed. So we then proceeded to move our bail application that the defendant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, deserves to be granted bail.
Federal government's lawyer Labaran urged the court to decline the bail request.
And arguments were proffered, and it was also in their argument that Nnamdi Kanu had never flouted any of the conditions of the bail. And we have argued vehemently, showing to the world, showing to the court that he has actually flouted all the bail conditions. And that was the reason why the court has ordered for his, revoked his bail and ordered for his arrest.
Well, as it stands, the 18th of May 2022 has been set aside for the ruling of his bail application. And in the same month, on the 26th of May 2022, the continuation of his trial will continue, but at a venue that will be communicated at a later date. Martia Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And in another development, residents in Anambra State refused to heed the state's government directive to go about their businesses against the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB sit-at-home order. Checks around the state revealed that most government offices, schools and markets were locked. This is coming despite the state government's call that residents and workers defy the sit-at-home. Respondents who spoke said that the order has put fear in residents who are concerned about their safety, while business owners are careful not to suffer loss. And meanwhile, the police is here to address the issue of an attack on 2 road safety officials in the state by unknown gunmen.
I will make like 10,000, 15,000. Like today, the ground don't lost us.
Because there's no thing like a customer here. You see, we have been here for 6 months, no customer, we have not sell any phone. You see, everywhere is locked. So it affected us. But as for me, my business, even though if you not sell today, I will still eat. But there's some people, these barrel pushers, these petty trader women, they eat. If they sell today, they will eat today. So it will affect them till we
just come out today so that you don't have anything to do at home. So that makes us to come out. For the affected, for those that pushing barrel, all these people know they don't have things to do to affect them. On normal, there's a normal thing. It's a normal thing for people who are from Igbo people. It's a normal thing to them because our brother, they still hold our brother.
Educational aspect of it. Then students before always come out. He needs him to go to school. Now they sit at home now. Some parents have stopped their children from going to school just because of this sit at home stuff.
And to political matters, national leader of the All Progressives Congress APC, Bola Tinubu, says that the incident of Kaduna Abuja train attack was a disaster for all Nigerians. The APC leader, who was in Kaduna to sympathize with the government and people of the state there, said that there is a need to use all energies to fight terrorism in the country.
Of people on the Kaduna to Abuja train on Tuesday last week was a disaster for all of us. It's sudden. Whatever happened to Nigeria happens to all of us. And we have to see it that way. We are facing the current challenges seriously, and we have to do more. Nigeria bleeds on behalf of everybody. We need to fight the terrorism with all aspects of our energy, whatever we have. Once it happens to one, it happens to all.
And to more political matters, the National Reconciliation and Strategy Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Abuja submitted its reports to the National Working Committee of the party during the week. And the report has recommendations that could strengthen the party ahead of the next elections. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman has this report.
Submitting the report to the national chairman on behalf of the committee, which was set up in November last year to examine and resolve disputes across all levels of the party, Chairman of the committee, Senator Bukola Saraki, says the report contains detail of grievances that were mostly generated from the interface with various stakeholders across the 6 geopolitical zones. As part of strategies to reposition the party, the committee recommends slashing the cost of nomination forms to encourage youth participation, ensure thorough scrutiny of party officials who will be saddled with the responsibility of conducting primary elections across board in order to avoid internal disputes as observed in the past.
We have discovered that the conduct of primaries to elect candidates to represent the party has been a source of great intra-party conflict and friction in the past, resulting in PDP being severely weakened and hampering its chances of success in previous elections. Mr. Chairman, we believe that you and other members of NWC are men and women of great courage and integrity who have displayed a commitment to our party, its ideals and the values. We want to advise that the party leadership should at all times adhere to the principles of equity and justice, good conscientiousness and inclusiveness.
Receiving the report, National Chairman of the PDP, Senator Yachia Ayu, says the party leadership is proactively addressing some of the concerns that put the party on the edge with a view to strengthening it ahead of the next elections.
We'll go through this report meticulously and very soon submit it to NEC, since it's a NEC committee. And we believe that NEC will implement, we have not only approved the report, but will also help us to implement some of the recommendations which are contained in this report.
He takes the opportunity to lash on the government of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, over the deteriorating security situation in the country, describing it as the next level the party promised Nigerians. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And another event that occurred during the week was the federal government uncovering 1,500 workers who joined the Federal Civil Service with fake appointment letters. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Folashade Yemioso, made the disclosure in Abuja. She stated that those identified would be removed from the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System, IPPRS. Yemi also spoke at the National Policy Dialogue on entrenching transparency in public office recruitment in Nigeria. She said over 1,000 persons were discovered in one ministry, while 500 others were found in other ministries, departments, and agencies. And in the quest to facilitate the socio-economic development in the country, the Federal Ministry of Transportation has re-emphasized its commitment towards provision of intermodal transport system. The Minister of State for Transportation, Senator Gbemisola Saraki, made this known during the annual press briefing on Thursday in Abuja. Dashin Husseina Usman reported that the ministry is repositioning to ensure safety of commuters, especially in the rail sector. Let's take a look.
Annual ministerial press briefing on landmark programs, projects and activities of the Ministry of Transportation and its agencies in 2021 has brought to the fore challenges, strategies and interventions of the Federal Ministry of Transportation. The conference aims to keep the public abreast of what the ministry has done in terms of projects meant to deliver safe, efficient, affordable and seamless transportation in line with global best practices while creating an enabling environment for public-private partnership. The minister, Rotimi Amechi, represented by Minister of State for Transportation, Senator Gbemisola Saraki, said significant achievements have been recorded in the rail, road and mass transit, maritime and inland waterways sectors.
As we're all aware, security is fundamental to an effective and efficient transport system, and the physical infrastructure as well as security architecture is critical to a safe and sustainable transport system. To this end, in 2021 of the year we're reviewing, the ministry had undertaken the underlisted interventions to ensure a safe and secure transportation.
adding that despite insecurity challenges bedeviling transportation in the country, which has hampered growth, agencies in the sector have recorded significant achievements in the year 2021.
We have proper navigational aids in place, and then we'll be able to publish the locations of those buoys and provide proper navigational assistance to visiting vessels into the country.
We have continuous training. We have trained freight forwarders and their staff and our staff as well. We have set up what we call outpost offices in all the states where there are borders and ports.
While appealing to Nigerians to pray for the safe return of abducted passengers of the Kaduna-Abuja train attack, the minister further stated that they're strategizing and putting all machineries in place to avert such occurrences in the future. Meanwhile, families of abducted train passengers stormed the press center, venue of the ministerial briefing, holding placards demanding immediate release of their loved ones from captivity. Darshan Hussaina Usman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And we have come to the end of Weekend Review on Trust Television for this week. For more updates, please follow us across all our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for being a part of Weekend Review.